Ms. Mackenzie, you say Mr. Guy abandoned you and your daughter, Anaya, soon after she was born and denies he's her father only because he already has too many kids.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Guy, you say you knew this wasn't your child from the moment Ms. Mackenzie said she was pregnant. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Mackenzie, when did you first realize that he denied he was your daughter's father?
Well, when I told him that I was pregnant, he kind of like was shocked a little bit. Then he was like, "She gonna be my 13th daughter? Like, how can I take care of all of them?"
His what child?
13th kid.
13 kids, Mr. Guy?
No, Your Honor. I told her I had 8.
He told me he had 8, and then he said when I told him I was pregnant, he said 13.
You're definitely wrong about that one.
No, Tim, you know.
You're definitely wrong about that.
So you're saying before he told you he had 8?
Yeah, and then it was like they kept popping up. Like I even went to school with one of his kids. No.
You went to school with some of his kids?
With one of his kids. We was in college together. With one of his kids. And then like when I asked him.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 28.
And how old are you, Mr. Guy?
45.
Oh, boy. Okay, so when did you realize he was denying your child? That he said, this is not my child?
After I had her, he was at the hospital and everything. When he brought us home, he just like basically set her on the floor in her car seat. He was like, I gotta go run an errand. And he never came back, so he just left her there. Like, he just left us there for like months.
So you come in from the hospital?
Yes.
And he puts her on the floor in the car seat?
Yes.
And says, I gotta run an errand?
Yes.
And never comes back?
Exactly.
So you're there just caring for this child?
Caring for her.
Are you calling him?
Yes, I called him like, I called him so many times. Like he even like at one point just stopped answering my phone calls. Like I didn't speak to him until she was almost 6 months old. And I had to call him from my friend's phone.
So wait, you had to trick him. You had to call him from your friend's phone so he wouldn't recognize the number for him to answer because he had not been answering your call.
Yes.
Mr. Guy, have you been avoiding her calls all that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
She was harassing me.
Harassing you about what?
Baby this, baby that.
Because she's your baby.
That ain't my baby, you know.
Okay.
It's milkman's baby, somebody's baby, but it wasn't mine.
Excuse me.
Why did you say it wasn't yours? Were you sleeping with her?
I was sleeping with her.
Were you using protection?
No, Your Honor.
So how do you think you're excluded from possibility?
Like when the baby was born, I was at the hospital and looked at the baby. I said, this ain't my baby.
When we was at the hospital, he said my baby looked like his mom and his grandma. That's what he said.
Did you say that at the hospital, Mr. Guy?
I don't recall saying that.
So why are you denying this beautiful baby? You say you were having an intimate relationship with her. Why are you saying it's someone else's child?
Because the instances that I catch her telling lies. Like one time, me and my brother pulled up. She was sitting in the car with somebody. And they was there for a while because we was sitting up there watching them. So.
What were they doing in the car?
I thought they was having sex.
Really?
Can I say something? That night that he's talking about, I called him and he told me to come over to his house. When I got there, he was not there. So when I was leaving, my friend that lives down the street from him saw me and gave me a ride. We were parked by my house, in front of our house, talking.
Were you sleeping with anybody else while you were having, what is this relationship? Are you all boyfriend and girlfriend or what?
I'm gonna just put it out there. He's a user. He used me. He lived at my house. He didn't pay rent. He didn't have a job. He used me.
We were staying with her for a second, but
so why were you even over there if you said the baby definitely wasn't yours, it was the milkman's baby?
They don't even deliver milk no more. How was it the milkman baby?
It was for convenience. I mean, it was just like, we was messing around. We was steady messing around.
All right. What is your doubt? What else, Mr. Guy?
One time I was getting off of work. They let me off work at maybe like 6 a.m. And I usually get off at 7. So I pulls up to the house and I looked at my phone, then looked back up and there was a dude standing right there. And I'm like, where did he come from? And I said, okay, well, it's an apartment. So he might've came out of any one of those apartments in front of our apartment. So I go in there and ask her, was somebody here? No, nobody wasn't here. But then weeks has passed, it's the same dude. After I got off work early again because they shut everything down, got off work, he's sitting on the couch. I said, this is the same dude I seen that popped up. How is he sitting on the couch right now? Oh, he came over for a ride.
Who is this guy, Miss McKenzie?
I don't know who he's talking about. He keeps saying this like there was never no guy. Like we had an apartment, 2 apartments here and 1 apartment right here. It was some girls that stayed upstairs where if you come down, you're standing in front of my door.
No.
It's the whole complex. And he just said, oh, this guy is coming out your house. This guy don't even know me. Like he never.
The guy was in the house. The same guy was standing in front. Was in the house. That you said, oh, he's just a friend. He came for a ride to work. So he passed all those bus stops in the middle of winter, 30 degrees weather. To go come and get a ride when he could have caught the bus cheaper.
He had a house key. If he get off at 6, why would I have somebody laying in the bed with me? And he has a house key.
No, because when I came to the door, you took time to open the door.
You have a house
so
key.
So he was sitting there yawning. So I'm looking at it, I said, okay, how long are you gonna take to open the door? She had to open the door. So eventually it's one way in and one way out.
How long did it take her?
About 20 minutes.
So you stood there for 20 minutes?
Yes, been about 20 minutes. I wasn't going nowhere. I sit in my car. If it took an hour, I knew something was going on because why you take a long time to open the door? He yawning like he just getting up. I know your eyes bloodshot, right? And it's 30 degrees outside.
That led you to believe that she was with other people before the
That led me to believe that, everything that I'm thinking is true. She's messing around with other people.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. This is your mom?
This is my
Ma'am,
mom.
stand, please. Ms. McKenzie, am I correct?
Yes.
And you are Ms. McKenzie's mother?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Anaya, your grandchild is 3.
Yes, Your Honor.
And we've been having this paternity issue now for far too long. What do you know about the situation?
I'm really upset at Mr. Guy because he denying my granddaughter. She really don't even know who he is. And I'm upset with him. And I did live with them for a while. And he goes to the club. He might not even come in for 2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days?
Yes.
What's with all these disappearing acts, Mr. Guy?
He
I
must
was
be a
stressed.
magician.
You were stressed.
Yeah, she stressed me.
He says I stress him because I feel like if we're adults and we live together, we're trying to build a family, you should be doing your part as much as I'm doing my part. If we're a unit, we're a unit. And if he's slacking, I feel like I should have to build him up if he's slacking. I'm gonna tell you, get it together. If I'm stressing you, it's because I wanna help our family. If you got all these other kids, I don't ever say, like, I'm not mean to his other kids. I want my kids to meet his other kids. I want them to be able to play with their brothers and sisters, not grow up dating their brothers and sisters. So if he's doing something, if he's getting drunk, Tim, stop getting drunk and go get a job. Like, do stuff like that. Like, why am I not supposed to do that if I'm your girlfriend? Like, okay, so you said I'm not your girlfriend, so why would I be stressing you? You don't get stressed from a fling.
Well, Mr. Guy,
Yeah,
what do you have to say to that?
I kept jobs. I mean, basically, since, she know me, she said, well, it's on and off.
Mr. Guy, I am trying to understand why you are doubting. Now, you're 45 years old in a relationship with a girl that's the same age as one of your children. You over at her house, you're accusing her of cheating on you before she's pregnant with your child, potentially. Where's the doubt? What is she doing wrong? I'm just not understanding from you. You say the guy was sitting in the house. Now, that didn't sound too good. But what else?
It's that when I was sitting there taking care of the other siblings, she'll go to school in the morning time, in which, she'll tell me a certain time and come in at 12 a.m. So I looked up the little schedule of the school. There's no way she could be taking night courses because it ain't no night courses.
Exactly.
All right, so you brought an exhibit. Is this what this is about?
Yep.
Let me see that. Step over to your exhibit, please.
This is Exhibit A.
Oh, it's Exhibit A.
Yeah, this is Exhibit A. As you see right here, Your Honor, 7:45, this is the actual schedule they be having. 7:45 a.m., that's when classes begin. And 4:55 p.m., that's when classes end, the last class.
So the last class is at 4:55.
Yes.
And you say she didn't get home till midnight.
She didn't get home till midnight.
So where are you? Class don't last that long.
Your Honor, I have no idea.
Did you get missing after class, Miss McKenzie?
I would like to say, okay, yeah, if we can point to Exhibit A, as he say, 7:45 is when I started school. I had to take my son on the bus to my mother's house at 5 o'clock in the morning, get back on the other side of town at 7 o'clock, started my class at 7:45, got off at 4:45. Went to pick my son up and came back home and did my homework, and I did that every day. As far as him saying I got home at midnight, when I was going to school, I was also working, 3rd shift, cleaning college offices downtown.
I don't remember that job.
Because you weren't there. You even
Remember
told me
that
his friend even worked there with me. His friend worked there with me. He makes up stories because he has to make me look bad for the fact that.
So what you're
does
saying
look
is
bad.
you were not sleeping with anyone else?
No.
There's no other possibility.
No.
Mr. Guy,
I think it's a lot of possibilities.
why do you think there are a lot of possibilities?
Everything she's saying is inconsistent. Because like I said, I was there,
You was not there.
but
No birthdays, no Christmases, nothing.
He hasn't spent Christmas or
Nothing.
birthday.
She don't know who he is.
She doesn't acknowledge him.
He comes to our city where we live, and I have to call him and say, do you want your kids here? Yeah, I come and get them. He never showed up. He came and got them for Thanksgiving.
How does it make you feel that Anaya is 3 years old and has absolutely no relationship with her father?
It angers me. It does. It infuriates me because why not? What did she do? Like, what did she do?
Right. It's not
Why would you sit here and say she's not your daughter? And like I don't understand why. Look at my daughter. She's like amazing. She's brilliant. She's smart. She's funny. She has dance classes that he never even been to.
When you look at this beautiful little girl, Mr. Guy, and you hear Miss Mackenzie talk about all that you've missed and you haven't been a part of,
I just feel that I don't want to really be attached to a child that's not really mine.
and you truly believe she's not yours.
Yes, I really believe that.
If
You
he didn't
just
believe
have
it,
no-
Why would he sign her birth certificate?
Are you on the birth certificate?
I don't remember signing the birth certificate.
He's
I think
on her
she
birth
signed it.
certificate.
I
You're
think
lying.
she signed it because
In the state of Michigan, when you get ready to sign that birth certificate, they hand me your ID. You can't sign nothing
Jerome,
without
let me
him
see
being
this
there.
evidence.
I don't remember signing
He
the birth
signed it. He know he
certificate.
did. He even said after I had my baby in an hour, no drugs or nothing. He was there when I had my baby. He drove me to the hospital. He took 35 minutes to get me there, but he took me to the hospital. When he held her, he said she looked like my mom and my grandma.
Father's name, Timothy Terrell Guy. You right here.
That's not my signature.
So you're saying they just gave you a name that you never executed it?
Yeah, I don't see nothing
His signature
signed.
is on there. On Michigan's birth certificate, you have to sign your signature and then they type it. His signature is on there that he signed.
Were you at the hospital?
Yes, I was at the hospital.
Do you remember them having you sign an affidavit or an acknowledgement of paternity?
No,
You never executed anything?
no.
Just somehow your name got up on that birth certificate?
He held my hand through birth.
I'm just
He
seeing
said
where
he was
the
the only
signature
person
at.
there.
I don't.
He was
I
the
see
only
it
person
typed
there
up
when I had
there.
my daughter. He held my hand during birth.
And then just dropped you off at the house?
Like we was nothing. Like we was nothing.
Why did you even come to the hospital? If it wasn't your child, why even show?
Because he was at my house. Because he was living there. He was at my house when I went into labor. I went into labor at home.
Mr. Guy, what? I am trying to figure out what redeeming qualities you have.
And it's like, Your Honor, I get so angry at myself. Like, I don't ask him for money. I don't ask him for anything but time. I get so angry at myself because maybe I did make some mistakes in our relationship. Not as far as, like, sleeping with other people, but being a B. You know, like, cussing him out or getting angry because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to for our family. So, yes, maybe if I stressed him out, it was because I was angry. And I'm angry at myself that I allowed myself to get pregnant by him when I knew that maybe he wasn't capable of being a father. This is the first time since her birth that I ever asked him to do something for her birthday. And I just asked him for a little bit of money so I can get a gift and say it's from Dad. That's all I wanted. I didn't want no big...
But
I
you
don't
shouldn't
want
have
money.
to do that. She should have gifts from her father.
Exactly.
That
but
her father
I
has
feel
bought.
wrong for that, though.
And that's why we have these answers for you. We're gonna
I feel wrong for that because I felt like I was young and stupid and I wanted so bad to be a family. Like, I wanted a family.
Part of figuring out how to move forward is understanding where we are now and how we got there. And so we're working on that. We're working through it. And I have the results for you that will hopefully help you figure out where to go from here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of McKenzie versus Guy, when it comes to 3-year-old Anaya Guy, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Guy, you are her father. Now what, Mr. Guy? Speak.
I feel pretty much ashamed. I would like to be a father to her.
So what are you gonna do? Where are we gonna go from here?
Gotta first start by making up time
Yes.
with her, my daughter,
Yes.
and
When's the last time you saw her?
maybe 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Let me tell you something. Get yourself together. Really? You know good and well, if there was a possibility that you were that child's father, you should at least checked on that child. Or done in 2 years, not even laid eyes on her. Ms. Humphreys, you are in court to prove that Mr. Mosley fathered your 2-month-old son, Tyler, while he was separated from the mother of his children. Mr. Mosley, you say she's going after the wrong man and that she should be pointing her paternity finger at her ex-boyfriend, Mr. Cook, because he's the baby's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You say this paternity claim by Ms. Humphreys has put your current relationship and your whole family in jeopardy.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Mosley, what is riding on today's results?
Me and Ms. Robinson been together for a minute, had rocky ups and downs in our relationship. If this is our child, then, you know, she gonna leave me, and I don't want her to leave me.
Were you in a sexual relationship with Ms. Humphreys?
Yes, I was.
Was it during the window of conception when Tyler was conceived?
No.
It
Your
was
Honor.
not, in your estimation.
No, Your Honor.
Is that true, Ms. Humphreys?
No, Your Honor, it was. Because at the time when I got conceived, we were sexual. That was like the end of August, beginning of September.
Were you having sex with anyone else during that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were. Was that sex also unprotected?
Yes, Your Honor.
It was. So why are you so certain Mr. Mosley is your child's father?
Because like I say, we were sexual when I found out what day I conceived. And that was like the end of August, the beginning of September.
But you also were having sex with the other guy during that time as
Yes.
well. Do you consider him as a potential father as well?
I mean, he could be, but I was more sexual, Mr. Mosley.
You were having more sex with him?
Yeah.
But you do understand it only takes once?
Right.
All right, Mr. Mosley, do the dates add up in your mind as she says she was intimate with you at the end of August, beginning of September? Is that true?
Your Honor, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't even paying attention. I was there for the sex. So I don't know. You know, I just did it.
Okay.
This too much talking for me. This all I'm saying, Your Honor. You see my beautiful kids right here? I'm not saying this young man is ugly, but come on now, come look at the pictures. You know,
I mean, that don't matter.
I got light skin. Y'all see this? I got
It
light
don't
skin.
matter.
You're saying that your children look like you, and you're saying that you don't look anything like Tyler.
No, I don't. I mean, look at my children. They got my same chin. They got the big cheeks like me. Not only that, they was by the same woman and they still don't look like her. You know?
And that leads you to doubt.
Yes, a lot of doubt.
Okay. And then this has also put your relationship with Ms. Robinson in jeopardy because you've got this baby that's potentially out there that you could have fathered while you all were separated, but
Yes.
I'm sure in the separation it wasn't part of the protocol for you to have a child.
No, it wasn't. At the same time, well, all I can say is this. I feel like it's her fault too, Your Honor. She should never broke up with me. She should never broke up with me. If she never broke up with me, I would never did what I did.
Also, it's Ms. Robinson's fault.
Hey.
Ms. Robinson, this is all on you. I'd like to hear from you. So Mr. Mosley says this is all your fault.
No,
This would not be happening if you had not left him, so you can blame yourself.
No, this is his fault. This is his fault, and this is her fault. And my thing is this: he's been doing things with women. This just the pinch of it compared to what I've been going through in the last 7.5 years. She was one. We got into it because she contacted me. Out of all the people that he out of all the people, Your Honor, that he messes with, she contacted me. She left me a message on Facebook. Tell my lying baby daddy, oh, he can see this with your line behind.
Yeah.
So I mean, you on my page. I didn't
Yes.
contact you. So
Girl,
you've been saying
yes,
for
you
all
do.
this time that this is his child. So me and him are bickering because of this. You brought me into this. I had nothing to do with what y'all had going on.
But,
But
if
you kept involving yourself. Why?
How does she know what I'm saying?
Ladies, let's calm down. Look,
She always got
you
something to
do understand why Ms. Robinson is so upset.
I
They have
don't.
2 children together. So you don't think she has a reason to be mad?
No, I don't.
And why?
Because she knew about this.
You felt
No,
like
I
she
did
knew?
not.
Yes, you did.
did not.
I wouldn't be sitting up here saying.
Wait a minute, Ms. Humphreys. You
She
said
did.
she knew about your relationship?
Yes, she did. It's on Facebook. She blocked me on Facebook. Like,
She plays both men. That's what she's doing.
okay.
She's
Why you
playing
mad?
She's playing both sides.
Why is this
She telling
your
one man,
business?
she telling one man he's the father, then she's telling him he's the
But I
father.
know who the
And she
dad
just
is.
sent me, Your Honor.
Mr.
She
Mom.
just sent me a week ago on Facebook that James is not the father. Called me out
Because
my
you
name.
keep doing this.
Let me
Stop
see
doing
that, Jerome.
this. Stop trying to be all up in my business.
You put me
Tyler
in there and she
don't
left the
belong
number
to you.
again on that.
This is a post.
Yes.
From
That she post-
Facebook?
that she posted on
Of
my
course.
page.
Why would I think anything different?
No, that's the only way.
It says, to satisfy your curiosity, he's not my child's father. Please get that through your thick skull. So you basically said in this Facebook post that he's not the child's father, but you're saying you
Only
said that.
because she keep running her mouth.
I
I don't want her in a picture of nothing.
You do admit there's another man.
Uh-huh.
You admit to that.
Yes.
And you slept with him during this window, but you just said you were sleeping with Mr. Mosley more.
Yes.
And it's your testimony that you don't understand why Ms. Robinson is all up in arms.
I don't.
Because she knew about the relationship.
Right.
Was it your understanding that they were on a break as well? They were not together at the time?
Yes.
So in your mind, you were sleeping with an available, single man.
That's it.
So, Ms. Humphreys, what is the nature of your relationship with Mr. Mosley now?
We still sexual. We still, like, we friends.
So you still having
already.
sex with
Why you
Mr.
mad?
Mosley now?
Yes.
But Mr. Mosley, I can see by the look on your face that she's telling the truth.
She telling the truth.
So you still have sex with Miss Humphreys?
I have, yeah.
And still going to continue to once this is done.
Yes.
See? Yes. Drama.
No, it's the truth.
And you say that without any reservation. Yes, I am. But you stand here saying your family's on the line. You don't
Listen.
want Miss Robinson to leave you.
Listen.
But you saying you having sex with Miss Humphreys.
Listen. Your Honor, I love Tamika, all right? Okay? I'm not in love with her, but I do love her. Okay? I used to be in love with her, but like I kind of drifted off. You know what I'm saying? You know, I never had a father in my life to actually teach me certain things. And I know I shouldn't put this in the picture. You know, my mother taught me characteristics of a man. She never taught me how to be a man. You feel me?
But you making babies and then you denying and you don't want to take care of the ones you have. That's the thing. Take care of the ones you have. You going back and forth.
So I'm
Right,
confusing you now?
got
No,
you
I'm
in
definitely
here.
confused. Definitely confused. In a big, huge state of mind of confusion. And I'm tired.
So ultimately, you say you love Miss Robinson, but you're not in love with Miss Robinson, but you want your family with her. You want her to stay with you.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Because, I mean, things change. I never know. I might change, but you can't fault me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can fault me for the way that I am. You know what I'm saying?
No, let me say something, because I find this very interesting. Because I have heard, as I have counseled, represented families, men, women, as a family attorney, I hear so often, you know, men, they don't talk. He just doesn't talk. No. He won't talk. He won't say. He's talking now, but y'all not listening. He's telling you exactly how he feels and how he's gonna operate.
Hey, don't get me wrong, I feel bad, but at the same time...
Look, of course you feel bad. Mr. Mosley, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that you are a little bit lost and a lot conflicted. We get that. And then the problem is, these women actually sleep with you. They keep sleeping with you. She knows you sleeping with her, and she knows you sleeping with her, and they both know you probably sleeping with somebody else. All right, Jerome, I'd like to talk to Mr. Cook. Can you please escort him in?
Yeah.
Mr. Cook, thank you for joining us today. So do you believe you are Tyler's biological father?
To tell you the truth, I do not know. I mean, I would love to be his father, but them two, they perfect for each other, because they both liars.
Yes.
They both liars.
Yes.
They perfect for each other.
I'm a liar and I
They
came
both
for
are
both
liars.
of y'all. I
They
told both of
especially
y'all
him.
from the beginning.
He a liar too.
He's so
Hey, man, I ain't a liar, though. I'm real, bro. I ain't a liar. I tell the truth too much.
The day I went to take the DNA test, I see him and he told me him and Shanita haven't been having sex in months. But I just heard y'all say y'all having sex. So how could, what is this?
Where's that?
When
You all have not had sex again at all.
No, ma'am.
Ooh, Lord, Jerome, check that plate, because you know sometimes people think it says Boo Boo the Fool, but it doesn't.
Exactly.
It says Lauren
So what you
Lake.
want us to lie or something?
Let me tell you something. You all know you all lying. Both of you can't even keep a straight face. It's so obvious.
If they ain't having sex, why she calling them baby daddy on Facebook?
Yes, man.
Y'all liars.
Yes.
Y'all perfect for
Baby
each other.
daddy, baby mama, I love
Baby
you.
daddy,
Baby daddy, I love you. Baby mama.
That
Sound like both of y'all.
Okay.
Like both of y'all
What is
some
that?
spies.
Wait.
Yeah.
Let's get
That's your
some
baby,
order.
bro.
Let's get some order. Mr. Cook, have you been in the child's life?
Yes,
You have.
yes.
What have you done for Tyler?
I bought Tyler stuff for his baby shower. I was there when Tyler was born.
You were?
Yes.
At the hospital?
Yeah, but he wasn't there. He wasn't at the baby shower neither. When Miss Humphreys told me she was conceived, which was September 1st, we eliminated Mr. Mosley from even being a candidate for being Tyler's father.
So in your mind, he was ruled out?
Yes.
And it was between you and who?
I don't know.
Anonymous.
I don't know.
Did she tell you you were definitely this child's father?
Still to this day,
Just
she
like
still would
do
tell
him.
me
She
that
just
I'm
said
this
that
child's
again today.
father.
It was James.
But
Now,
my
now
thing
it's
is,
definitely is.
I don't know.
So wait, Miss Humphreys, are you telling him that he's the child's father? And you're telling Mr. Mosley he's the child's father?
Wow.
But I'm the only one that's doing
She's
something
not
for the
lying
child.
now. She's telling the truth.
I'm the only one doing something for the child.
So,
I
Mr.
keep
Humphreys,
Tyler
why
more
are
than
you?
her.
Why is that your approach?
Because I was having unprotected sex with Mr. Cook and I was having unprotected sex with Mr. Moseley.
But you didn't tell either man that the other one was a possibility.
I did.
You did?
Uh-huh.
Well, he says you said Mr. Mosley was not a possibility.
That's after the fact I ruled out.
But I'm smarter than that, Your Honor, because I found video on her phone of them having sex at the end of August. So, I don't,
It don't matter. I'm not with neither one of them. I can do what I want.
I'm not saying
That's your
that you
problem.
can't.
You keep
I
getting yourself in
can.
trouble.
But
Ain't no trouble. I don't get no whooping at the end of the day,
It don't
okay?
matter. You getting a
I
whooping
don't.
by
I do
knowing
not.
Your child's father.
I don't.
That's the whooping.
You getting your feelings hurt. That's what it is.
For real.
Getting
They
involved.
perfect for each other.
They are. I
They
know
are.
they hurt.
They
I
are.
know.
And
I know
if
they
it was
hurt,
somebody
girl.
that you cared about, your feelings would
I
be
care
hurt
about
too.
that one up
But he
there.
ain't got no other babies coming into the world
You
right
don't
now.
know that.
You all talking about this whole thing like it's a game. I mean, it really is shameful.
I know what it feels like to have a father. And I know what it feels like to not have a father. I just lost my father a year ago. You know, she wasn't there for me through none of this process. Instead, she was satisfying Mr. Mosley.
Yep. And he satisfied
The whole
her
year.
while I'm going through stuff.
The whole year.
So while you're grieving the loss of your father, you're saying Miss Humphreys wasn't there to support you, but you're there to support
All the
her
time.
and Tyler.
All the time. With every bone in my body. I just had Tyler the weekend before we got here, y'all.
Because I had to threaten you.
You don't even know if I'm his daddy for real.
It don't.
You just sat here and told this man that he's the daddy.
Yes.
And now you gonna put all the responsibility on me?
Yes.
What you mean?
Because you
I
trying
come
to
out of
make
my
it
pocket,
seem like
spend
you
my
just-
money for you and
don't,
Tyler.
Because I threatened
What you mean?
Everything you did, Nate, I had to threaten
No,
you to
you
do
didn't.
it.
No, you
If
didn't.
James
Yes.
today, though, why
No,
you
you
on his
didn't.
head?
All right,
Because I
all
don't
right,
know.
all
Girl,
right.
Then you hear that from the beginning.
All right. At the end of the day, it is painfully clear that Miss Humphreys, you have two men that think they're the father of this child potentially, two men that were there around the time the child was born. We just need the results.
But I don't see it, y'all.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. Ms. Robinson, I know this is a lot for you. If you need to sit down, it's up to you. I know out of everyone here, this matters a lot to you.
It does.
In the case of Humphreys versus Mosley, when it comes to 2-month-old Tyler Humphreys, pertaining to whether his biological father is Mr. Mosley or Mr. Cook, it has been determined by this court. It has been determined by this court. His biological father is Mr. Cook.
Good.
Congratulations, Mr. Cook.
Thank you. Thank you.
Does it feel good to finally know for sure? Mm-hmm. And now you know that everything you've done for this child has not been in vain. And I can feel your spirit as you sit next to me, that you want to do the right thing. You desire to do the right thing by this child. And that's why you were doing the right thing by his mother, even when she wasn't doing the right thing by you. Ms. Humphreys, when I read that result, your reaction was interesting. It was as if it wasn't just that you didn't expect it, it was that that wasn't the result you wanted.
Yep.
Ms. Latrell, you filed your case because you say after a lifetime of confusion of not knowing who your biological father is and receiving no help from your mother, you are now hopeful because you believe you have finally found your dad. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Melody Luttrell, you say you are regretful that you cannot help your daughter in her search for her father, but hope that search ends today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will present your case to this court, and we will determine if there is enough viable evidence to grant a DNA test. So, Ms. Luttrell, why do you need this DNA test?
I'm pleading with you, Your Honor, for this DNA test because I basically was robbed of a relationship with my father my whole life for 29 years.
And Ms. Luttrell, you believe you finally found your biological father?
Yes, I believe that I found him because I did a DNA test through Ancestry.com.
And you have never met him?
No, I've never met him in person, face to face.
All right. Are you ready to see him for the first time?
Yes, I'm really excited. I really would like to see him.
Jerome, will you please escort Mr. Leeks into the courtroom?
Hello, Mr. Leeks. I'm gonna have you go up here on the left-hand side there.
Hello, Mr. Leeks.
Hello, Judge.
Thank you for joining us. I saw you all connect through a gaze.
Yes.
How does it feel to finally meet and see the woman who believes she's your daughter?
It feels good. It's good to see her.
That's wonderful. So can you tell me about your childhood, Ms. Luttrell?
My childhood was pretty rough growing up with my mom being a single mom. She's a very hardworking single mom, and my whole life I always wanted to know who my father was. So,
what were you told about your father?
As a young child, at around 8 years old, I was told that my father had went to the store and apparently was to buy cigarettes, and he never came back. So that was the first story that my mother told me. And then when I was 13 years old, she told me that basically she didn't really want my father in my life. And so I was really confused, and I asked her again, as an adult, I figured, hey, she'll probably tell me the truth. So I asked her about my father, and she told me that basically, sorry, daughter, I just really don't know. It was so long ago, and I can't remember.
Ms. Latrell, why so many stories?
I really didn't know, but I was concerned, and I tried to give her the best answers I could.
Understood. So you actually submitted an exhibit to the court. You say there are 3 possible fathers, one of which was a co-worker.
Yes.
Can you tell me about the co-worker?
Well, yes, we dated, and we got familiar with each other, and then it ended up in intimacy.
Did you ever tell that person you were pregnant?
I didn't know how to contact them, and I had moved as well.
All right. You also say that there was a classmate. Can you tell me about your relationship with the classmate?
We got to know each other in class and then went out, and it had ended up also in intimacy.
When you found out you were pregnant, did you reach out to that person? Did you know how to reach him?
It was the same. It was the same as the other man, that I didn't really know how to contact him.
You were having sex with all these men and you didn't even get their phone number or know their full name or where they're from?
Well, they were like short relationships, so I didn't know really where they were.
But were they
Like that.
relationships? You don't know their names or their phone numbers. What happened with Mr. Leeks?
Oh, it was a party that had occurred in my neighborhood, and I got to know somebody, I don't know if it's him, but somebody that could be her father at that party.
Do you know this man?
I don't know him. I don't know him. When she brought him up, I just said, well, he looks familiar.
So, Ms. Luttrell, what did your mother tell you about Mr. Leeks?
My mom told me that she was with an African American.
And so how did you connect with him? Through his family?
Through Ancestry.com. I directly messaged a family member who was my cousin, he was my cousin. And then his wife actually was the one who made his profile. So I was talking directly mostly with his wife. And then I also talked to him as well. And they came to the conclusion that possibly Leeks could be my father in the family.
Ah.
And I told them that my whole life I've been looking for my father, and I found that our DNA matched on Ancestry.com. So I wanted to reach out to them and see possibly if they could help me figure out who would be my father in the family.
You submitted that original message to the court. It reads, "Hi, I'm in search for family members on my black side. I have never met my father or anyone in his family. I was reaching out to you in hope of getting to know you and getting info connecting to my father and close relatives." So how did they connect you to Mr. Leeks?
They gave me his phone number as well as his name, and so I was able to look at his Facebook, and I requested him as a friend. And I also seen pictures of his children, and particularly his daughter. I noticed that she looked a lot like me when I was little. It was actually like seeing a ghost.
So did he fit the description of someone your mom had described?
No, well, my mom, like I said, the 3 stories that I gave you was all that information she gave me. But when I talked to her about like the age range as well, like at the time he would have been, I think, 19 and she was 35. She said it is possible because she remembers going to the party, like she had stated, and he was younger.
Oh, she remembered sleeping with a young guy at this party.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Leeks, you are 15 years younger than Ms. Luttrell.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember this party and this one-night stand?
No, I'm just looking at it right now thinking, okay, it's nice to meet you, but, very nice to meet you. No, I was not at that party.
Were you ever at a party having sex with an older woman?
No. If I'm having a child or anything like that, if I even know there's a chance I'll have a child, I'm sticking around. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, Ms. Latrell has testified that this seemed like a one-night stand and then she didn't let anybody know.
No, I don't do that. That's not my get down.
So, Ms. Latrell submitted a younger photo of herself. Does that look more familiar to you?
No.
So you don't remember her from a party? You don't remember her?
No. I will say this, if I could just share this with you.
Yes.
Can you hand it?
What is this evidence, sir?
This is a picture of her right next to my mom. They're side by side on here.
Okay, let me see that.
And they look so much alike. She's related to us somehow, some way.
So this is a picture of Miss Luttrell
And my mom.
and your mom. And you believe they look so similar that somehow she's related to your family.
Somehow. That's too many similarities in that.
So can you take me to the day you were first contacted by Miss Luttrell?
We had long conversations, and it's just her nature. For one, I can't see myself doing that. You know, somebody that much older than me, 15 years older than me, and I was dating them when I was 18. I would remember that. That's.
So you really don't remember her?
I've never met her before in my life.
But then.
I'm here to close this up and have her feeling more secure about her future. And she deserves a father figure or a father, to be there for her, whichever way it may be.
So what's even more interesting is this court uncovered where both of you would have been living during the window of conception. And the truth is you all didn't live too far away from one another at that time.
Wow.
You were in Sacramento, Mr. Leeks, and Ms. Latrell, you were as well, about 14 minutes away from one another. So, it wouldn't be inconceivable to think you could have been at the same party.
I wasn't at no party. If I was partying that good, that must have been a good partying.
Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
When I contacted his family members, they told me that, he had a wild history before, so maybe he was partying, and that's why they really thought it's a possibility that he was my father.
So when you connected with his family, they basically said he had some wild years and that it wasn't inconceivable that he could be your biological father.
Yes, Your Honor. That's why today I'm begging you, I'm pleading for this DNA test because we have a really strong connection as well over the phone. I've felt like his daughter just talking with him, and as well as the other similarities with me being, a musician. He told me that his mother was a singer. So I really, truly believe that this is a big possibility that he's my father. So I'm pleading you for this DNA test, please.
This case is very interesting. What strikes me is that when you walked into the courtroom, Mr. Leeks, you were satisfied with the possibility that she could potentially be your daughter, which says to me that at some point, 29, 30 years ago, you were having some sex with somebody. And then there are family members of yours saying that it is not so far-fetched that he could be your father. And then you saying, well, if I'm not her biological father, somebody in my family is because she looks just like my mother to me.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Exactly.
That's my life.
and I don't mean that. That's not a legal term. That's just wow. And with that said, I listened to your testimony, Ms. Luttrell, and I do believe that there has been sufficient evidence presented to warrant this court granting the DNA testing.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I need this closure, even just to move on, emotionally, to be healthy emotionally, as well as for my son, so he knows who his grandfather is.
And the truth is, if you are not granted this test, you're going to forever think and wonder.
Exactly.
Was there just one step missed? Am I connected to this family? There are just so many questions. And I may not be able to answer every question, but the paternity question, this court has the ability to answer. And we will do that for you. It is ordered that both of you are to submit to DNA testing, and we will resume this case at a later date, and I will have those answers for you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Court is adjourned. Since our last hearing, have you had any other thoughts, concerns?
I'm just so confused on whether he's my father or not, but I really hope and pray that he is. So my search is over.
This is not just a paternity question, this is a paternity mystery. This has been truly a fascinating case. I have the results, and if you're ready, Ms. Luttrell, I will read them to you.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, Jerome, may I have the envelope, please? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Latrell versus Leeks, when it comes to 29-year-old Erica Luttrell, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Leeks, you are not the father. I'm very sorry, Ms. Latrell.
I just, I just really, first of all, I want to say I really appreciate that Lee came today and he was here because I just popped up out of the blue in his life. And our relationship, we already have a relationship as a family. We've created a relationship over 8 months. So definitely want to continue that. And hopefully we can find out together who's my father in the family.